Okay, so here we are with our two pieces. This is the top. I'm going to take these pins out now because I'm working on it. I will remember what the top is because I'm going to have you mark out on the tops of your pattern some notches. So take the edge of your ruler, line up the fabric, the edge of your fabric, with 1/2 inch. So these are 2-inch rulers, which means that each box is 1/2 inch. 1/2 plus 1/2 is 1 inch, plus 1/2 is 1.5 inch, plus 1/2 is 2 inches. So, and that's going this way, and the same is going out this way. These small are the 1/2 inch indicators. So we just line it up to the best of our ability at 1/2 inch, and I want you to take your chalk and mark it on both sides of the top, and then I want you to go down 1/2 inch again. So I'm going to line up the ruler with this red mark on both sides so that it's square, or as square as possible. And then I'm going to mark again with the chalk. And I'm doing this so we can create notches. Now, normally you would do about 1/4 inch notch, and I think that's what we're going to do today. That's all we need. So I'm going to take my scissors, and I want to cut through both layers, but I want these to be very small cuts because they're going to have to be enclosed in the seams. If I cut out too far, you'll see that in the side seam, because this is the side seam of the bag. So we want to keep our cuts really small. And I'm cutting both fabrics at the same time. So these are notches. The reason I'm doing that is so we can prep, first step to prepping the outer bag. And you'll notice my second cut here is not very deep, but I know where it is and I feel confident I'll be able to follow that. And I'm looking at the fabric on both sides. Okay, so this one's a little bit better. And the reason we're putting these notches in is so it's really easy to line up the top of your bag and have a nice seam there. Have it be really consistent. And we're going to do some ironing, okay? So I'm gonna grab a towel. I'm doing it this way. I'm not showing you girls on my ironing board because I think, as we spoke about it before, that both of you have an iron but do not have an ironing board. So as long as you have a flat surface and an old towel, this is an old towel, that you don't mind if it gets flattened a little. It'll wash, it'll be fine. Or you could have a towel maybe that you dedicate to ironing things. So now you can see both sides. All right, I had the iron turned on and plugged in. I had put some water in it. I'm going to use the steam function on this iron. It's here. When it's heated up, it'll steam. This iron does not get hot until I put it down. Some irons get hot the instant you turn them on. Some irons get hot the instant you plug them in. And some irons only get hot when you put them down to do some work. This particular iron, see, it's already steaming. This particular iron says it's like smarter than some of the others. I don't actually know if that's true, but it works well enough. So now I'm going to take one piece, and this is the one that doesn't have the marking on it, and I'm just going to fold right there where the first notch is. I'm going to fold down, and I'm going to iron it flat. gonna do this, make it easy on myself, start at each corner. You can kind of see, after a while, when you work with fabric and measurements, after a while your eye can kind of really help you, and you can see, sorry about the outside noise, what a 1/2 inch looks like, or close to it. And it's, you know, we're doing things that are handmade and they're hand cut, so it's hard to be precise. All right, so that's 1 notch here from the top. I took that, I folded it, I ironed it down. Now we're going to notch number 2. Again, you don't have to do the notches, but it does really help, especially when you're just starting to do projects like this. So here we go. I'm gonna iron it down. This time, since I already had some of it ironed, I feel pretty confident just going for it. And, you know, it doesn't look perfect, but it looks okay. So now I'm gonna take a pin, put a pin there, put a pin in the middle, and one here. I'm gonna do the same on the other piece. Right now, like I said, we are only prepping the tops. So this one had my marks on it, even easier to see to start with. Gonna iron down one side to start with. You know, fabric is frequently resistant, but it does behave if you tell it what to do. Let's see. Okay. So I'm just giving it a little gentle encouragement, make it work for me. Folding it down, trying to kind of keep it at 1/2 inch. The fabric will run away from you if you let it. So if you're not sure, you can take your ruler at any time and try to see. I'm not quite at 1/2 inch. I don't know, it's probably from where I put my notches, but I'm okay with that. You know, when you put a mark down from a ruler and you go lower with the pencil, sometimes you're not exactly on your mark. This isn't a garment. It doesn't matter how it fits. If when we start making garments, we're gonna have to be a little bit more careful, but this is fine for now. So you girls can see I went on both notches, both sides. So notch, fold, iron, notch, fold, iron, and I'm going to pin this one as well. I'm going to stop the video and do a little chatting with you girls now. Cool.